Hi, it's Addie Kilzer with Urban Fitness Twin Cities, and today Keita is here with me because we're going to be showing you a couple of different progressions for an exercise that we consistently hear from our clients that this exercise is scary. So that exercise is push-ups, and we're going to create several different progressions for you today so you don't feel like you have only the option of doing them from your toes. There are so many other varieties. So we're going to show you how to start push-ups and then where you might finish them as you get stronger. So the first kind that I have for you is simply a wall push-up, and that's pretty self-explanatory. So what I'm going to have you do is you're going to spin around and you're going to place your hands on the wall. You're going to place your hands just barely below your shoulder height. Good. So I also want you to step back just a little bit so that she's got an angle here where she's leaning into her hands, creating that difficulty. So go ahead and let's see what this first push-up looks like. So she's bending her elbows as she gets closer to the wall. Very nice. Let's do another one. She's also actively pulling down on her shoulders so that they're not coming up in her ears, and her whole body moves as one, just like it should in any push-up. So those look pretty good and they look easy, so that means we need to move on to an incline push-up, and we've got infinite varieties of what you can put your hands on for incline push-ups, so let's go ahead and see what those would look like. Okay, so moving on to our next progression. So we know that her wall push-ups are looking easy, so we need to move her down to a more horizontal position. So you have lots of different varieties here. Our clients use like a kitchen countertop would be a nice height. Otherwise, maybe the fourth or the third stair on their staircase at home would also be a good height. Today, we're going to be using this windowsill, which is a couple of feet off the floor. So we're going to try our first incline push-up here. So same thing, you're going to spin around and place your hands on the windowsill. And you've got lots of options for push-ups. You can go hands narrow, hands wide, but today we're doing mostly wide push-ups. So again, yep, you've backed your feet out. So let's go ahead and see what a couple of push-ups here would look like. Bending the elbows, the whole body moving as one. Good, and keep your elbow from coming close to the window. I actually want it to go directly out to the side. Yes, very nice. Okay, so again, this push-up is starting to look easy, so I think that we should move on. And we're gonna go to kneeling push-ups where you're gonna be on the mat. That's kind of our next progression. But do know that you can work your way down multiple different inclines before you actually move to the mat. Okay, so now that Keita has mastered the incline push-up on the windowsill, she's moving on to kneeling push-ups. So this is gonna look just like a regular push-up, but she's gonna leave her knees on the floor, and that's gonna reduce the length of the lever, which is gonna make it significantly more easy. So let's go ahead and walk your hands out. You're gonna start on your knees and your hands. You're gonna leave your knees on the floor. Good, you did a good job of bringing your hips down toward the mat. So from here, keep in mind not allowing the elbows to come up toward your head. They're gonna go directly out from the shoulder as you bend the elbow and come into your first kneeling push-up. Nice. Let's try another one. Good, and as far as where her feet are, that's kind of her personal preference. She can leave them on the mat or she can hold them up. Okay, you ready to try a push-up from your toes? Let's do one. So it doesn't have to be scary, but you just gotta try it. So let's go ahead and go to the toes and we'll see what it looks like. We'll see if we're strong enough to start this. So holding the core nice and tight, let's try and go down to one push-up. Awesome, go ahead and rest the knees. Okay, so from what I can see, Keita needs to actually back up a step and she needs to go back to her kneeling push-ups until she's created enough strength. And what's awesome about that is that she can go nice and low in her kneeling push-ups, getting the full range of motion of the arms, versus if she moves to her toes too soon, she's gonna end up doing a short push-up and only training about half of that muscle. So that would be my recommendation to you, would be to stick with the kneeling push-ups until you feel really strong, and then by all means move on to that full toe push-up. All right, check them out, try them, and let us know how these progressions work for you.